Sacred Steps, A Journey into Practical Spirituality, by Ramachandra. Introduction, where the sacred meets the everyday. In a world running on deadlines, distractions, and digital overload, the word spirituality often feels distant, like something reserved for Himalayan retreats, long hours of meditation, or renunciation of the material world. But what if spirituality wasn't about escaping life, but enriching it? What if it wasn't something you practice outside of life, but something that permeates it? This is the heart of practical spirituality, a soulful approach that brings sacred awareness into our daily actions. It's about folding the divine into our morning routines, infusing intention into our workplace responsibilities, and seeing ordinary moments as extraordinary opportunities for growth. Spirituality, at its essence, is not a separate path. It is the path beneath your feet. Whether you're parenting a child, navigating office politics, cooking dinner, or simply standing in a long queue, every action holds spiritual potential. With the right perspective, each of these moments becomes a doorway to awareness, compassion, and peace. But how do we bring this ancient wisdom into the reality of modern living? The everyday warrior, where spirituality meets real life. The modern professional, for instance, juggles deadlines, emails, and expectations. In this whirlwind, burnout is common and purpose often feels lost. Practical spirituality doesn't demand that one quit their job or retreat into silence. Instead, it invites a shift in how we work. It calls us to focus on effort over outcome, presence over pressure. This simple realignment can bring a deep sense of fulfillment, even in a high-stakes environment. Parents, constantly switching between caregiver, teacher, and peacemaker, often feel drained. But when each task is done with love and presence, whether it's helping with homework or preparing a meal, routine becomes ritual and stress transforms into service. Even students, navigating social challenges and academic pressure, can benefit. Practical spirituality teaches them to measure success not by grades alone, but by effort, curiosity, and character. This inner reorientation reduces anxiety and fosters resilience. In short, practical spirituality makes life more livable. It reconnects us to purpose, centers us in present, and reminds us that the sacred is never far. It is always now. A glimpse into the Gita, a dialogue for the ages. When doubt haunts me and disappointment stares me in the face, I turn to the Bhagavad Gita. The verses shine and give me hope. Mahatma Gandhi. The Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of the Divine, is more than scripture. It is an intimate conversation between the soul and the self, between confusion and clarity. Its opening scene is not one of glory, but of breakdown. Arjuna, the valiant warrior, stands on the battlefield paralyzed by doubt. He cannot lift his bow. He turns not to strategy, but to Krishna, his charioteer, his guide, his higher self. That moment, though set in Kurukshetra, lives in all of us. Each time we hesitate in the face of duty, feel torn by conflicting values, or freeze before life's choices, we are Arjuna. And the voice we long to hear, the calm, wise, unwavering counsel, is Krishna's. What is the Gita? A 700-verse spiritual discourse nestled in the epic Mahabharata, a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna on the threshold of battle, a roadmap that weaves together karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, and raja yoga, a scripture that does not ask you to flee from life, but to elevate it. You have the right to act, but not to the results of your actions. Bhagavad Gita 2:47. This is not just philosophy. It's guidance for living with grace, power, and detachment in a world that pulls us in every direction. The Gita doesn't tell you what to believe. It shows you how to live. Karma Yoga, the path of sacred action. Karma Yoga, as taught in the Gita, is a practice of selfless action. It calls us to perform our duties, no matter how humble or grand, without attachment to rewards or fears of failure. This teaching frees us from the exhausting grip of outcome-oriented living and returns us to the present moment, where true power lies. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, "You are entitled to your action, but not to the fruits thereof. Let not the results be your motive, and do not attach yourself to inaction. Bhagavad Gita 2:47. In these words lies a liberating truth. We do not control the outcomes. What we do control is our intention, our effort, and our attitude. Swami Vivekananda, the towering sage of modern India, championed this approach as a way to spiritualize daily living. He taught that work done in the spirit of service becomes worship. In fact, he believed the best temple is the world, and the most profound offering is loving action. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Swami Vivekananda. Karma yoga is not passive. It's fiercely active, but inwardly free. It asks us to pour ourselves fully into life, but release the ego's grip on results. Modern science meets ancient wisdom. Recent neuroscience affirms what ancient yogis intuited. Practices like karma yoga, mindfulness, and selfless service reduce stress and anxiety by training the brain to stay present. Boost happiness through the release of dopamine and oxytocin when we act selflessly. Enhance resilience and emotional well-being, as shown in multiple positive psychology studies. Even the simple act of helping others activates the brain's reward centers. Science is slowly confirming what sages have always known. The path to inner peace lies not in clinging, but in serving. Karma yoga, in the age of distraction. Technology is useful, but don't forget to log into your soul. Anonymous. The battlefield today looks different, lit by screen glow and filled with digital noise. But the struggle remains the same. Presence versus distraction, depth versus speed, soul versus surface. In this landscape, karma yoga is not outdated, it's essential. Sacred action in the digital world. Karma yoga today means answering messages with mindfulness, sharing online content that uplifts, not divides, working with purpose, even in a spreadsheet, treating your inbox like an altar. Practice the mindful ping. Let every notification be a bell of awareness. Pause, breathe, ask, can this moment become a sacred offering? Letting go of digital attachment. Modern attachment doesn't mean renouncing phones. It means not letting your worth ride on likes, shares, or online validation. Your vibration matters more than your visibility.